Good evening, you are with us on DD India. Welcome to Express News, where we update you on all that is making news from across the country and the world. I am Samriddhi Goyal. Let's begin. India notified Drone Rules 2021 on Thursday. Under the new policy, no security clearance is required before any registration or license issuance for drones. The requisite fee for permissions have also been reduced to nominal levels. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that the new drone rules will tremendously help startups and youth working in this sector. In a series of tweets, the Prime Minister said it will open up new possibilities for innovation and business and help leverage India's strengths in innovation, technology and engineering to make India a drone hub. The Prime Minister said that the new rules usher in a landmark moment for this sector in India. Prime Minister said the rules are based on the premise of trust and self-certification and approvals, compliance requirements and entry barriers have been significantly reduced. The Civil Aviation Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia said the drone rules create a balance between India's development and security. This shows the Prime Minister Modi's farsightedness and capability. Civil Aviation Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia said India is going to ensure drone application in transportation, logistics, defence, mining, infrastructure sectors and more. It will provide more jobs. Government's aim is to make India a global drone hub by 2030. The Civil Aviation Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia also said under the new drone policy, a day will come when drones will fly in air similar to taxis running on the road at present. The government today launched eShram Portal, the national database on unorganized workers. The portal will maintain a database of workers in the country's unorganized sector. Indian Navy participating in the sea phase. The Indian Navy is participating in the sea phase of the exercise Malabar 2021 along with the US Navy, Japanese Maritime Self-Defense Forces and the Royal Australian Navy. The 4-day exercise beginning today includes participation of INS Shivalik and INS Kadmat and P-8I patrol aircraft. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla on Thursday arrived in Leh to inaugurate the parliamentary outreach program for the empowerment of Panchayati Raj institutions in the Union Territory on Friday. He said Panchayati Raj elections will open new opportunities for the people in the region. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla said India is against terrorism and expansionism. However, he added that India is capable of securing its borders. President Ramnath Kovind reached Lucknow today for a 4-day visit to Uttar Pradesh. Governor Anandiben Patel and Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath welcomed President Ramnath Kovind on his arrival at Lucknow. India's aviation watchdog DGCA lifts the ban on Boeing 737 MAX jets. In 2019, India had grounded the 737 MAX aircraft after 2 fatal accidents. Niti Aayog and the Ministry of Donor, that is Development of Northeastern Region, today launched the first edition of the Northeastern Region District SDG Index Report and Dashboard 2021-22. This inaugural edition is the first of its kind region-wide district SDG index in the country. Vice Chairman of Niti Aayog, Rajiv Kumar, has said the index will facilitate in identifying crucial gaps and inform interventions to fast-track progress towards achieving the SDGs in the region. He also said that such initiatives will be applied across the country. Delhi Police Special Cell arrested 2 arms suppliers who were supplying arms to Khalistanis through social media. 18 pistols and 60 live cartridges were recovered from them. During a road search operation in the forest area of Golapalli, Sukhma, Chhattisgarh, the troops of 212 Battalion CRPF and the State Police recovered a concealed IED. The BDDS squad demolished the IED in situation and averted an attack on the security forces. Karnataka has become the first state in the country to officially implement the National Education Policy. The Higher Education Department has introduced an admission module under the new policy. The first session of the 15th Assembly of Puducherry today began with the Lieutenant Governor's address. Punjab Council of Ministers today decided to summon a special session of the 15th Punjab Vidhan Sabha for one day on September 3rd, 2021 for the commemoration of the historic 400th Prakash Purv of Shri Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. Centre, in collaboration with Union Territory Ladakh, is organising a mega tourism event, Ladakh New Start, New Goals. The objective of the three-day mega event that kicked off today is to promote Ladakh as a tourist destination with focus on aspects of adventure, culture and responsible tourism. The 30-share Sensex on Thursday surged 4.89 points to end at 55,949.10. The 50-share Nifty was up 2.20 points to close at 16,636.90. Gold prices on Thursday fell by Rs 70 on the MCX to end at Rs 47,109 per 10 gram. Silver prices also fell by Rs 292 on the MCX to end at Rs 62,980 per kilogram. The Indian rupee has inched 2 paise higher to close at 74.22 against the US dollar. Brent crude futures on Thursday fell by 0.53% in the global market. Petrol and diesel prices remained unchanged across the metros on Thursday. In the national capital, the petrol is selling at Rs 101.49 per litre and diesel rates are steady at Rs 88.92 per litre. The Niti Aayog and Cisco today launched the next phase of the Women Entrepreneurship Platform, WEP, titled WEP Next. CEO Niti Aayog Amitabh Kant was present at the launch. The Reserve Bank of India has appointed Ajay Kumar as Executive Director with effect from August 20th, 2021, the central bank said on Thursday. The Reserve Bank of India has decided to extend the scope of tokenization to include consumer devices, laptops, desktops, wearable wristwatches and bands and Internet of Things devices. The facility was available only for mobile phones and tablets of interested card holders. The Union government is committed to accelerating the pace and expanding the scope of COVID-19 vaccination throughout the country. More than 58.76 crore, that is 58 crore 76 lakhs 56,410 to be precise, vaccine doses have been provided to states and union territories so far through Government of India, free of cost channel and through direct state procurement category. Furthermore, 1 crore doses, 1 crore 3 lakh 39,970 to be precise, are in the pipeline. More than 3.77 crore balance and unutilized COVID vaccine doses are still available with the states and UTs to be administered. 34,159 recoveries reported in the last 24 hours, taking the total recoveries to 3 crore 17 lakh 88,440. The recovery rate currently stands at 97.63%. COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours stood at 46,164. The active cases account for 1.03% of the total positive cases. India's active caseload currently stands at 3,33,725. Weekly positivity rate is 2.02%, which is less than 3% for the last 62 days. Daily positivity rate also below 3% for the last 31 days at 2.58%. According to the ICMR, 51 crore 31 lakh tests have been conducted so far. More than 21.48 crore people have been infected, while 19.20 crore patients have recovered from COVID-19 across the world. The deadly virus has claimed lives of 44.77 lakh people worldwide. The United States has been witnessing resurge in the COVID-19 cases. More than 1,000 new daily cases are being reported in the country due to the highly transmissible Delta variant. More than 3.91 crore people in the US have been infected by the COVID-19 so far. The World Health Organization Director General Tedros Ghebreyesus on Wednesday said the data on the benefits and safety of a COVID-19 vaccine booster shot is inconclusive. The WHO last week said the current data does not indicate the COVID-19 booster shots are needed and that the most vulnerable people across the world should be fully vaccinated before high-income nations deploy a top-up. Australia's new daily cases of COVID-19 topped 1,000 for the first time since the global pandemic began as two major hospitals in Sydney set up emergency outdoor tents to help deal with a rise in patients. Sydney, the country's second largest city, Melbourne and capital Canberra are also in hard lockdowns, putting more than half of the country's 25 million population under strict stay-at-home orders. New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern said the strict nationwide lockdown enforced to stamp out COVID-19 was helping limit the spread of the highly infectious Delta variant. New Zealand has reported 68 new cases, taking the total number of people infected in the latest outbreak to 277. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar held a meeting with the floor leaders of political parties on the present situation in Afghanistan. Briefing the media after the meeting, External Affairs Minister reaffirmed the government's commitment to repatriate Indian citizens from Afghanistan. The minister also informed that most of the Indian nationals have been evacuated from the crisis-torn Afghanistan. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken on Wednesday said that around 1,500 Americans may be awaiting evacuation from Afghanistan. The Pentagon, meanwhile, said that the U.S. military will continue evacuating people from Kabul airport until an August 31st deadline if needed, but is not expected to continue in that role after the pull-out deadline. The U.S. and UK have warned its citizens to move away from Kabul airport and avoid travelling there due to security threats. A plane carrying 292 people evacuated from Afghanistan landed in Spain's Torrellano, the Ardors military base near Madrid on Wednesday. Australia has also warned its citizens against travelling to Kabul airport. Australian Minister for Foreign Affairs Marise Payne said there is a high threat of a terrorist attack near the airport in Kabul. Turkey has meanwhile said it may continue to run Kabul airport after the full withdrawal of its military forces. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has reaffirmed Canada's commitment to aid in evacuations from Afghanistan. Traders in Kabul, in the capital city of Kabul on Wednesday, demanded that shuttered banks should be opened as soon as possible. Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett is expected during his first White House visit to push the US President Joe Biden to harden his approach to Iran. At least 16 people have died in the western Venezuelan state of Merida following intense rains that have triggered mudslides and caused rivers to overflow. Firefighters were looking for survivors on Wednesday after a 3-story apartment building collapsed, trapping at least 2 people in Pensacola in Spain's region of Valencia. Spanish Coast Guards transported 46 migrants rescued in the Atlantic Ocean to the port of Arguin on the island of Gran Canaria on Wednesday. In Nigeria, at least 36 people were killed in a fresh gunman attack in the Central Plateau state, officials said today. What can be more adorable than watching cubs practicing their first roars? 3 cubs born in Mexico's Zacango Zoo were captured making noise trying to roar. The cubs were born in good health. Zookeepers have now separated the infants from their mother after she failed to produce milk and are being bottle-fed every 3 hours. The cubs will remain under constant surveillance during their first months of life. A hippo named Uma turned 47 and celebrated her birthday with her 6-year-old grandson named Timothy in the pool at San Antonio Zoo. Video shared on social media showed Uma and Timothy crushing watermelon, cantaloupe and apples underwater. Wilderness can be ruthless. A video of a tortoise hunting down a baby bird is going viral these days. The video shows the moment a giant tortoise attacked and ate a baby bird in the Frigate Island in Seychelles. The giant tortoise, thought to be a herbivore, is seen approaching the bird, a lesser naughty term chick, before catching its prey in its mouth. Reports suggest it is the first documented example of the species hunting in the wild. Belarusian delegation at the International Army Games 2021 near Moscow left the audience spellbound with a ballet show with a bit of a help from the Russian ballet dancers. At a tank biathlon competition, 4 dancers climbed out of 2 military vehicles to perform the Swan Lake ballet finale on their armor. Tank biathlon is a military discipline invented by Russia's defense ministry to hone the skills of tank crews. Each year, tank teams from various countries take part in a friendly competition to determine the most skilled tank crew. It is time again for the cleaning at the Judaism's Western Wall in Jerusalem. This time, the rite was held with precautions against coronavirus infection in place after a relapse in the infection rate. Workers in protective masks held on to their sticks with gloves as they extracted the paper notes left in God's mailbox. Religious authorities also operate a service in which people can email their prayers for placement between the stones. The Western Wall is a remnant of the compound of the Second Temple that was destroyed in 70 AD. A giant 110 feet high Ferris wheel has been installed at the bustling heart of the Times Square in New York. For 12 minutes, customers can ride the Times Square wheel for a bird's eye view of the so-called crossroads of the world in Midtown Manhattan behind red glass steps over the TKTS booth where discounted Broadway show tickets are sold. The tickets at the Ferris wheel range from $15 to $35. Rides are free each day for the first 100 people vaccinated for COVID-19 from August 1st through September 12th, the last day of the attraction. Rides are available from noon to midnight. The Macau SME Pavilion of the 26th Macau International Trade and Investment Fair has been opened for applications and will remain open until the end of the month. The 26th edition of the fair will be at the Venetian Macau from 21st to 23rd October. The event is organized by the Macau Trade and Investment Promotion Institute. The snow-clad peaks of Drakensberg mountain range in Lesotho continues to attract tourists. Tucked into South Africa's stunning Drakensberg range, one resort in the mountain kingdom of Lesotho attracts tourists seeking a more adventurous skiing destination. Tourists slice and glide their way down snow-covered slopes. The continent contains 5 mountain ranges with enough seasonal snow to make potential slopes, of which 2 host rudimentary ski resorts. The second day of the third test of 5-test match series between India and England is currently underway. England stands strong at day 2 with 200+ runs. Indian batting lineup collapses on day 1 at 78. Union Sports Minister Anurag Singh Thakur to launch the Fit India mobile application on 2nd anniversary of Fit India movement on the 29th of August 2021. The launch will take place at Delhi's iconic Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium. Ravina Patel reaches table tennis knockout stages at the Tokyo 2020 Paralympics, beats Britain's Megan Shackleton in a thrilling match of women's singles table tennis class 4 category. India's G. Sathyan wins men's singles title at ITTF Czech International Open, notched up a dominating 4-0 win over Yevhen Kryshepa of Ukraine in the summit clash to win his women's 3rd international singles title. Tokyo Olympics silver medalist wrestler Ravi Dahiya pulls out of the World Championship. Dahiya will be the second big star missing from the Indian lineup, as Tokyo Olympics bronze medalist Bajrang Punia has also been forced out due to a ligament tear in his right knee. Arsenal finally kicks into gear to ease pressure on Mikel Arteta, hit West Brom for 6 in the League Cup to record their first win of the season, with Aubameyang netting a hat-trick and Pepe, Saka and Lacazette also on target. Tottenham striker Harry Kane said he will stay at the club and be 100% focused on helping the team achieve success, ending weeks of speculation about a potential move to champions Manchester City. Paris Saint-Germain has rejected an offer from Real Madrid for France forward Kylian Mbappe, saying the offer was not sufficient. India's top-ranked tennis player Prajnesh Gunneswaran progressed to the second round of the US Open qualifiers with a straight-set win over Braden Schnur of Canada in New York. Vinesh Fogart, who was temporarily suspended by the Wrestling Federation of India for alleged indiscipline, will be eligible for this year's World Championship. Actors Soni Razdan, Rajat Kapoor and Ahana Kumra are all set to entertain you with their new Netflix series Call My Agent Bollywood. The trailer for Nikhil Advani's upcoming web series titled Mumbai Diaries 2611 was recently launched at the Gateway of India. The Konkana Sen Star series will be a fictional story paying tribute to the frontline workers set against the 2611 attacks. Akshay Kumar's starrer action thriller Bell Bottom has clocked a decent figure at the box office at the end of its first weekend. At the end of its 4-day first weekend, the movie has made around ₹15 crore gross in India. Spider-Man No Way Home trailer has garnered an incredible 355.5 million global views to surpass that of the Endgame, which is the highest grossing Avengers movie. Netflix has announced to host its first ever global fan event in September titled Tudum, after the familiar sound that all viewers of the streaming platform first hear when they watch a show or movie. MGM has unveiled 1939 Victor Fleming directed The Wizard Awards in theatres across the United States after its release at the Chinese theatres broke all records. Hollywood star Jake Gyllenhaal will be seen next in Oblivion Song, which is an adaptation of a graphic novel by Robert Kirkman and Lorenzo De Felici. The Rolling Stones merchandise store on London's Carnaby Street closed its doors on Wednesday as a mark of respect to the legendary musician Charlie Watts. British theatre veteran Andrew Lloyd Webber's latest musical Cinderella held its gala performance in London after it was delayed due to a COVID-19 related closure of the production. British television, fashion and music celebrities walked the red carpet outside the Gillian Lynn Theatre. Singer-songwriter Joni Mitchell will be honored by the music world ahead of the annual Grammy Awards in Los Angeles as the Music Cares Person of the Year. Music Cares has said that artists would pay tribute to Mitchell at an event on January 29th. Well, that's all from Express News today. Do keep tuned into DD India for more news and updates. Thanks for watching.